Hi there, Andrew Lessman here, and since many of you have suggested that I do video blogs rather than written blogs, this is a video blog. And a couple of things I'll talk about. I will talk about the fact that it's the very end of May, and so just in case you're not aware of it, Choco Nuvo, which has become one of our most popular products, Choco Nuvo goes away at the end of April. It's the very end of April, if I might have said the very end of May. It's the very end of April, and when things get warm, unfortunately, which is a testament to how unique our Choco Nuvo is. Despite it being dark chocolate is typically dry and brittle and not as susceptible to melting. Our dark chocolate is very susceptible to melting, just like milk chocolate. The reason why is our dark chocolate literally has the texture of milk chocolate. Our dark chocolate also lowers cholesterol substantially, unlike any dark chocolate in the world. But one of the problems with having the creamiest dark chocolate in the world is that it has to go away for almost half the year. It's not ideal. It's not ideal for me to have a product that's so popular to watch it go away. It's not ideal for you because I read the complaints and I wish I could solve this. But as much as Mother Nature gave us the opportunity to make this amazing, wonderful chocolate, she giveth and she taketh away. That at the same time, it's warm. And whether you believe in climate change or not, summers are warmer than they've ever been. And it's something that we have been forced to really pay careful attention to in terms of how we ship things. And our chocolate just will not survive shipping over the summer. So it goes away. As of May 1st, it will be gone until October. So it's gone for the entire summer. It's basically gone for, as I said, half the year. And it is a remarkable product. So I just wanted to mention this in this little blog post just in case you hadn't heard, because it's the monthly special at HSN and at ProCaps Labs for the month of April. And then, so it's basically a Today Special at last year's Today Special pricing. So we took a one-day Today Special from last April and we made it the monthly special for 30 days in the month of April. Same price, same configuration, same great savings. So you have 30 days before it runs out. And so I just wanted to make sure everyone knew. And once again, our Choco Nuvo is a product. It was kind of a labor of love. It was a product. I love chocolate, but I wasn't going to be someone who just made another chocolate. There's plenty of great chocolates out there. Of course, the chocolate that I would always consume was organic and fair trade. So I wanted to make a chocolate that overcame what many Americans struggle with dark chocolate. It's kind of like many Americans struggle with the taste of green tea. We want a green tea that's mild and doesn't taste like green tea. We want a dark chocolate that's mild and doesn't really taste like dark chocolate, or doesn't possess the brittleness and the bad texture of dark chocolate. So I set out to make a dark chocolate that would be a dark chocolate that the American palate would love. And in so doing, I tasted just hundreds of varieties of chocolate from Africa, hundreds of varieties of chocolate from Asia, hundreds of varieties of chocolate from South and Central America. When I did so, I tasted everything blind. It's kind of like when they do a blind wine tasting or things like that. You have no idea what you're tasting. And I wanted to make sure that objectively that I was choosing a certain chocolate. And what I found was the chocolate that was the least bitter, that was rich, but the least bitter, invariably came from South and Central America. And I stumbled across these three varieties, a 66%, 74%, and a 91% chocolate. Those are basically not candy. Those are cocoa extracts. So we either extract it at 66, 74, or 91. The 91% literally has less than half a gram of sugar in a 26-calorie piece. Any one of the three contains less sugar per 26 calories than virtually any fruit or any vegetable. Less, if you looked at onions, I think onions or cucumber contains more sugar per 26 calories than any of our varieties of chocolate, which is another thing that by selecting the chocolate I chose and by adding the ingredient that lowers cholesterol and makes it creamier, it made it less bitter, so we needed less sugar. So I really accomplished something that I set out to do and never dreamed I'd really get it done. Oftentimes I end up researching products for decades and never quite figure out how to accomplish it. This is one that I wasn't sure we'd ever accomplish, but we eliminated the bitterness, so it has the texture also of milk chocolate. So you get all of the goodness you'd want in dark chocolate, and it's low in sugar. And best of all, it lowers cholesterol dramatically, 10, 15, 20% or more if you incorporate it with some really sensible strategic changes in your diet, increasing fiber intake, lowering your cholesterol intake. So you could start getting numbers like 20, 25% or more in terms of cholesterol reduction, total and LDL. Even on its own, you could expect a significant reduction somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 or 15% easily just by adding one little square to, say, each meal or two of your largest meals of the day. That's all you need to do. And it's affordable, especially for this month. It's incredibly affordable. You can find gourmet chocolate that isn't organic and isn't fair trade, that isn't any better quality than the chocolate I selected. Because I just, regardless of cost, I selected the best tasting chocolate I could find, best tasting for an American palate that would be rich but not bitter and wouldn't require large amounts of sugar. And also, after we're done with it, is incredibly creamy, just like milk chocolate, which is why we can't ship it in summer. So I think you'll love it. If you've never tried it, I encourage you to try it before summer, before it goes away for almost 6 months, and you'll love it. It's one of our proudest accomplishments. There's no other product like it in the world. 26 calorie squares. They actually fit perfectly into any diet or weight loss plan. There's been research and clinical studies showing that even a 50-calorie snack of chocolate with a meal tends to reduce appetite, reduce a need for snacking or sweets or desserts. And at 26 calorie, this really gets the job done because of the texture, the mouthfeel. You'll love it. I encourage you to read the reviews. And you read the reviews remembering that Americans don't like dark chocolate. And nevertheless, about 90 some odd % of the reviews are positive reviews. Almost 80% of the reviews are 5-star reviews. And this is for a dark chocolate. So it's a remarkable product. I could go on and on about how excited I am about it, but taste is pretty much everything. Certainly the heart health benefits are dramatic, but taste is everything. And so within a moment of your getting it home, you'll know if you love it or not. Of course, it comes with a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee, so you can feel free to send it back. And while we're talking about monthly specials, the upcoming monthly special for May, a lot of folks were asking about our resveratrol 100. In the past, every year we did a Today Special for resveratrol 100. This year, we're not scheduled to do so. So what I chose to do is in May, we're doing a Today Special, but it's for our resveratrol, but with other ingredients combined because we don't have additives. We just added other beneficial ingredients rather than fillers or other things like that. So you get your 100 milligrams of resveratrol, a full complement of resveratrol, and then you get 100 milligrams of our standardized green tea extract, standardized for EGCG. And resveratrol and EGCG are neck and neck in terms of which has the most exciting anti-aging research. And just if you look at epidemiologic research, and I always love to talk about epidemiology. There's research that's done in a clinical setting where you're looking at people in a clinical setting that are either coming to a facility, they're answering questionnaires, you're looking at their dietary habits, whatever it might be, or you're giving them an ingredient and then you're monitoring them. And then you could look at epidemiologic studies. And when you look at an epidemiologic study, you're looking at large populations and you're looking at their behavior. You're looking at the health benefits, you're looking at the health outcomes, you're looking at disease outcomes, and you're associating it with behaviors. And that's why I love epidemiologic studies, because they're in the laboratory of life. They're not in some clinical setting where it's hard to filter out exactly what's going on. So epidemiologic studies, when you look at those in large populations, top of the list is green tea, EGCG, in terms of a lifestyle habit that delivers longevity and all sorts of health benefits, whether it's brain and neurological health or cardiovascular health and circulatory health. And then resveratrol, the key anti-aging compound, protective compound in red wine. And we all know about the benefits of the Mediterranean diet. If you're wondering which diet is healthier, you either turn east or turn west. Either we look at the Asian diet or we look at the Mediterranean diet. They're both incredibly healthy and for very similar reasons if you look at their very composition. But in terms of what makes those two diets healthy, the consumption of the protective compounds, the polyphenols from red wine, the consumption also protective compounds, not just the monounsaturates in olive oil, but the protective compounds present in extra virgin olive oil. And then, of course, the protective compounds in green tea. similar polyphenols. So polyphenols in olive oil, polyphenols in green tea, or polyphenols in red wine. So resveratrol and EGC at the top of the list, and then of course grapeseed extract and pomegranate extract. All of those are combined in with our resveratrol. So if you're waiting for the resveratrol Today Special, you get that, and then you get all of the anti-aging compounds present in grapeseed extract, pomegranate extract, and green tea extract. So you get all of those as well. So again, it's a monthly special that really is in lieu of a Today Special. And because I'm only on HSN really 4 times per year, there's only so many Today Specials we get an opportunity to do. And for us, it's the volume of a Today Special that allows us to manufacture it efficiently and to purchase the raw materials, acquire all the raw materials, or to make the raw materials efficiently so that we get you the best value. But our monthly specials have become popular enough that they are like another Today Special. So you enjoy great savings on the resveratrol, pomegranate, EG, Cedri, grapeseed extract, all of them combined into one. So, and if you read the reviews on those products, all of them are virtually perfectly reviewed products, whether you're looking at resveratrol in its different forms, or pomegranate, or our green tea extract, or our grapeseed extract. So, and then while I was here, when I did the Monday night show recently, we're answering a number of the most common questions. And there's a question that continues to come up constantly, and I just thought it would be a good question to sort of reiterate the answer. A lot of folks are asking, there's a couple of very similar questions. Can you take my products together? If you take them together, are there going to be problems or things like that? And the one thing I always repeat, my products are nutritional supplements, dietary supplements. They really are dietary ingredients that are designed to supplement a diet that might be lacking in them, deficient in them. They're not drugs, they're not medicines. If you take them together, they're not going to counteract each other, they're not going to be somehow interact to cause harm. No problems at all. Again, even our products, if you take them after the expiration date, another common question, is it going to be harmful or dangerous? The only thing that might happen if you took something after the expiration date, maybe the omega-3s, instead of taking it in 3 years, in 4 years, maybe instead of being 500 some odd milligrams in the capsule, maybe there's 400 some odd milligrams after 4 years. Not harmful. The same thing with vitamin D or perhaps B12. They don't become harmful. So fiber products, you don't have to worry about. Mineral products, you don't have to worry about. They're not even changing. So again, nothing is happening over time with those products. Is there a certain time of day that you must take the products? No. The time of day that works perfectly for you is the time of day to take them. Again, dietary supplements. I typically take mine breakfast and lunch, but sometimes if I might forget or I was traveling, I'll take them in the evening. Of course, if you're taking nighttime, you take it before you go to sleep. If you're taking Choco Nuvo or our Cholesterol that lowers cholesterol, always best to take it with a meal. That's when its cholesterol reducing benefits are most powerful and it's the greatest opportunity to see the greatest benefits. Fiber product, digestive products, generally best to take with meals. That's when you're digesting food. I often say, because we're talking about nutritional and dietary supplements, they're always best to take with food. Most companies say that because they fear you're getting an upset stomach if you take it away from a meal. Not the case with my products, because they're always going to be neutral. They're non-acidic, they're not going to upset your stomach, even if you have a sensitive stomach. We say take it with food, or that's what I say, because nutrients are best absorbed when your digestive system has consumed food and is most stimulated and actually really that's the opportunity in your body to deliver those nutrients. It's when our digestive system is most receptive to the absorption of those nutrients. So it's always best to deliver them alongside a meal. So again, you don't have to do it then. You could take our omega-3 on an empty stomach and it will not upset your stomach. You could take our calcium on an empty stomach. It won't upset your stomach. That's because all of our products are pH neutral, non-acidic, ultra-fine powders that never upset even the most sensitive stomach. So those are, and I'll often reiterate these answers, that again, whether taking many of our products that have B-complex or vitamin C if you're getting too much, whether you realize it or not, we've gradually reduced the levels of B-complex and vitamin C in our products as we've put more of those ingredients into different products. Because like you, I take several products. So the net levels that you're consuming are less today than before, even if you're taking several products. So again, this is something we monitor carefully and we pay careful attention to. So our products are designed to be used together. There's no conflict or contradiction or contraindication to your doing so. Again, you could show your products to your doctors. I just recently did our Ultimate Eye Today special and our Omega-3 Today special, and it was amazing, probably the dozens of reviews I read, but the hundreds of reviews we have, where the doctors were praising the product. And it excites me that folks are now partnering with their doctors in terms of their wellness care. I think for too long in this country, we do illness care. And what I prefer is for us all to do wellness care and recognize that the key to wellness is what we put in our body. And first and foremost, that's what we eat. That's why I always like to spend time on Muriel's cookbooks, because finding a way to eat well is, as great as my supplements might be, and we endeavor to make the world's best supplements for very objective reasons, as great as they might be, they pale in comparison to a healthy diet. So if anything, hopefully they remind you to eat a healthy diet. This body of ours, we have a limited time to occupy it. And our journey here is only going to be as pleasant as we manage to stay well. And if you don't believe me, just speak to someone who has health issues, and they will reiterate that. One of the blessings of my job is that I often speak to folks who might have health challenges. So it reminds me how fragile good health is. So I do everything in my power to protect my good health, to eat well, to supplement intelligently, to remain active. We were just talking a little while before we shot this, we were just talking about what makes a dog healthy. And I was saying that what makes a dog healthy is the same thing that makes a human healthy. And I always say a healthy dog is a thin, active, hungry dog. We tend to overfeed our animals. Our animals shouldn't be overfed. Our animals should be at their ideal weight. They should be thin and they should be active. So should we as humans. We should be thin, active, and hungry. We don't need to be full all the time. We were designed to be hungry. In fact, our hunger is what drove us to survive, because virtually all the time we spent going back, just if all you do is go back 25, 30, 40 generations, but basically all the time we spent was in pursuit of what? Our next meal. All the calories we spent were in doing what? In pursuit of our next meal. We basically spend no calories doing that nowadays. So by our very definition, the human body was something that barely survived till its next meal. It barely had enough energy, stored energy, to perform the work required to find the next food that it needed to maintain its survival. Obviously, the world has changed. So to the extent we can remain active, we could feed ourselves healthy, nutritious foods, foods that are nutrient dense and not calorically dense, and not overconsume those foods, and feel comfortable with a little bit of hunger, a little bit of emptiness. I'm feeling a little hungry now, which is a good thing, and kind of learn to enjoy and revel in that feeling. It's part of being alive. And then when I'm going to go to dinner tonight with my mom and Muriel, it makes me that much more excited about going to dinner and eating something delicious at dinner. So hopefully, even more than supplementation and whatever information I provide on supplementation, hopefully it's a reminder of how much power we all have when it comes to our diet. And I've of late tried to eat even more of a plant-based diet. And not a processed food plant-based diet, but really trying to eat fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds. I love legumes. All of those things are rich in fiber, rich in nutrition, also great protein sources as well, and they're not calorically dense. I love healthy fats. I've never had a fear of fat. I never enjoyed reading all the research that painted fat as this horrible part of our diet that was responsible for heart disease and obesity in our country. It never was healthy fat. In fact, today before I left the house, I ate an avocado and I had a bunch of nut butter. I mean, these are things that are rich in healthy fats. And it's not hard to find research talking about all the health benefits associated with eating things like almonds or pecans or walnuts or avocado. So again, we need to take responsibility for the things we put in our body, because the things we put in our body determines who we are. And who we are, how healthy we will be, how we move through the world. So hopefully I could continue to be a patient-friendly reminder. I don't want to sound like an annoying broken record, but hopefully I'm a patient-friendly reminder in terms of how important our diet is. And for someone who makes dietary supplements, to diminish the importance of supplements compared to diet, that should give you a sense of how important diet is, because I know how important supplements are, and hopefully we all recognize the power we have all been given to determine our health, determine our destiny by being able to control what we put in our body. So I'll end on that note, hopefully an optimistic, empowering note for all of us. And I'll post another blog sometime in the month of May. And I won't see anyone till I'm back at HSN sometime in the middle of July. So I'll see you then. Enjoy your summer.